Simple and Out has a lot of amazing ways for you to automatically update your status just by carrying your phone around in common areas that you normally work in. Whether or not you're talking about technologies like geofences, which we pioneered in this particular industry back in 2011, or whether you're talking about beacons, which are a lot more customizable but a lot more also specialized. Today, we're going to discuss a great feature we have called networks, and it's really an exclusive to Simple and Out. This is the ability for you to automatically update your status when your phone connects to your work Wi Fi. So when you connect to your Wi Fi, we can check you in, and when you disconnect, we can check you out. And so we're going to take a look at how you can set this up for your phone users to utilize. Just like geofences, this has the added benefit of automatically checking you in and out. Unlike geofences, though, networks can be a little bit better in some cases. Networks are much smaller because they only work based on Wi-Fi signal, which is a little bit smaller than big geofences. But it can also be larger than, say, beacons, which are a lot smaller because they work on Bluetooth signals. Wi-Fi signal goes further. The other big advantage of networks is that you can reutilize hardware you almost certainly have already invested in, set up, and already have working in your organization. So this doesn't necessarily mean your users really have to change much of their behavior. Their phones connect to the Wi-Fi already. They're already doing most of what they need to do. All they need to do is download the Simple and Out app for their phone and turn the network on to instantly be automatically updating their status. It works like magic. So similar to geofences and beacons, all of our automatic status updates work on what I like to call a division of labor. Administrators will set up the networks and the rules. Users are the ones who turn them on their phone within the Simple and Out app. So let's first look at how to configure these if you're an administrator. So we can see right here, we're on simpleandout.com, and I'm on our network screen where we already have a network configured. But let's go ahead for the purposes of this discussion to add a new network. So I'm going to click Add Network. Now, right away, I'll have to provide some details about this network. So first, I'll need to give it a name. This name can be anything, but of course, this will be the name of, for example, what the network will be listed as within the Simple and Out app. So in this case, let's call this one Brandon's house. Now, I probably don't actually advise you to use houses when you're setting up networks. Of course, you want to keep this in work environments outside of people's homes. But for the purposes of our demo here, this is what we'll do. Now, SSID, this is exactly verbatim, capital letters, small letters, symbols, spaces. This is exactly what the network looks like when you're trying to connect to it either on your computer or on your phone. It must be precise. It must match 100% exactly what this is listed as. So in my case, this network is called Brandon's Wi-Fi, all one word. Now, again, this has to match 100% of the time, so make sure you're very precise about this. If you're unclear about what your network is called, of course, take a look in your network settings, either again on your phone or on your computer. Now, finally, we have these SSID or these hardware restrictions that are available. Now, this is an advanced use case, but let's assume you're in a very large corporate network. Let's say you're a hospital, for example, and you might have maybe you have 14 different hospitals in your community. For convenience, it's possible your network administrator set them up so that they're all set up to have that same SSID. Maybe they're all called, hospital. And Simple and Out allows you to further restrict a network so that even though they're all called the same thing, you only check in or out when you're at a specific facility. And so what this allows you to do is click here to add access points. These are BSSIDs for specific access points so that you could have, for example, all 5 little Wi-Fi repeaters in a small clinic act and check you in and out of that clinic, where you could have the exact same network name in a different area, but have the behavior change, have it act as a completely distinct network, even though, again, they're called the same thing. So this is a pretty advanced use case. This only really makes sense if you're in a large corporate environment with many offsite facilities that all, again, have the exact same network name. If that's the case, you'll need to talk to your network administrator to get the BSSID nodes of every single one of your pieces of hardware. Again, just know that we support this. It's a pretty advanced use case. I'm going to get rid of this here, and I'm going to click Create Network. So there it is. I have my new Brandon's House network. Now, if I click on this again, I can further edit its behavior. Here, I can choose what happens when I enter and what happens when I exit. By default, when I connect to this network, I will enter the network area. My status will automatically be updated to in, and a comment left behind of in at Brandon's house. Likewise, when I disconnect from that network and exit it, I will be checked out with a comment of left Brandon's house. But you can configure these, of course. These are just defaults that we set up when you create the network. We can make any changes here if you wish. And then that's it. That's everything you need to do to configure the network as an administrator.
Okay, so let's take a look at how we can enable this network on our phone. So here you can see that I'm on the Android version of Simple and Out, and I'm on the My Account tab. All I have to do is tap on Settings to get into all the settings for our app, and then I'm going to tap on Automatic Status Updates. Now here, if you don't have this switch on, you'll have to enable this switch, and then you will tap on Networks. Now this will list all the networks that we have, and here we can see Brandon's house network is there. If I tap on this, it's as easy as just enabling this network. And once I've done that, I'll automatically be updating the next time I connect to the network, or the next time that I disconnect from the network. We also have a search for network button here, which allows you to tap to see whether or not you're currently connected to that network. And this is a great way to test the SSID that you've entered. In this case, this is going to tell me that I'm not connected, only just because I'm not currently at my home. So this is how to use networks on Simple and Out.